Hello everyone, welcome back to my series on my experience in ATI and IBLP. Today I'm going to be talking about the fourth part of the BITE method. The BITE method is a great way to be able to see if a person or a group is using cult mind control or if they're just a regular group. The BITE method was developed by Stephen Hassan, and he wrote the book Combating Cult Mind Control. I'll be using this as a great resource. And I will be getting most of my information also from recoveringgrace.org, my experiences, and then two of my friends have also contributed as well. So today I am talking about the last one on the BITE method, and that is emotions. So a group will control behavior, information, thoughts, and emotions. So emotions, obviously, the group will want to control emotions so that the members will stay in line and stay within the group for as long as possible. So the biggest thing that is used is a lot of fear and manipulation, guilt, definitely. There was always guilt and fear, especially in being outside of the umbrella of protection. So I'll show you that really quick if you haven't seen it before. So the umbrella of protection looks like this. Now this particular diagram doesn't have Satan outside, but usually it would have Satan on the outside, and then if you're under the umbrella, you will be protected, but if you are outside of that umbrella, then you can invite the attack of Satan. So this was definitely something instilled in the woman that, you need to stay under your husband's authority. If the husband does do anything that you're not okay with or you feel uncomfortable with, you can appeal to the husband, but if he says no, then you have to just leave it at that, basically. This often it fostered a situation for many women that they stayed in very abusive relationships because the husband had ultimate control and power. And you have to understand as well that even within a lot of the churches that these families went to, the pastor or the church body did not understand abuse. So it was again fostering a situation for abuse. The emotions were also instilled, emotional control was instilled within everyone to be happy. So if you had any problems, people may not know because you would have this unnatural happiness. I say unnatural because we're humans and we have a wide range of emotions. We have anger, we have frustration, depression, all these different kinds of emotions. We do have happiness, but when you only emphasize one emotion over all the others, I personally think that it causes you to not be able to work through whatever issues you're going through. So if you did exhibit any other emotion besides happiness, then a lot of times you are made to feel guilty, that there was maybe something wrong with you. And doubt was an emotion or something that was heavily discouraged. I believe I said in the previous episode that, any doubt that I had, I would just try to pray away. And I wouldn't say doubt is necessarily an emotion, it's a thought process, but yeah, there was just a lot of, I would say, fakeness, because a lot of the families were actually going through really hard times internally, and what they were met with by the leader and by the members who had been there a long time was, everything's great, God is good. Gothard always emphasized how the students that he would take with him overseas, delegates, people in the other countries, would always talk about how the students had such a bright countenance, glowing countenance, so happy, so joyful. So we all wanted to be like what Gothard was basically uplifting. It was hard to meet those expectations though, because, like I said, we're human beings and we express a wide range of emotions. But I would feel guilty anytime I would feel any other emotion besides joy or happiness. So I'm going to go ahead and share what my friend said. So the first person said, one of the most destructive things for me personally was the importance of smiling. Thankfully, I was a pretty happy child, but you had to be smiling all the time. It showed the joy of the Lord was in you. If you weren't smiling, there was something terribly wrong with you. You didn't have faith, maybe. That's what I was told. So again, it was almost like your display of how much faith you had was determined by how happy you were. So if you weren't happy, then you probably didn't have much faith in God, which is really sad, and that's just not how that works. So my other friend said on emotions, the question that I asked was, do you remember times you felt guilty or fearful over things that you look back on now as silly? Were you ever encouraged to confess sins in a group setting? So my friend says, I was never encouraged to confess, but I was definitely ashamed for being uncomfortable with praying out loud. It was like it was a sign that I was hiding something. I don't know. I remember when I started having premarital sex, I felt so ashamed that I began to drink heavily, another sin according to them. Most of my emotions were based in guilt. Guilt that I questioned my physically and emotionally abusive mother, guilt that I dated instead of courted, guilt that I wanted a career instead of a family. It wasn't until I was 25 that I really broke free from all the Christianity I'd grown up with and began to sort through what was truth and what wasn't. And that I can completely agree with, as far as trying to break free and work through the things that I was taught. I appreciate my friends for providing information on their experiences as well. It was very helpful for me personally, and I hope that it was helpful for you as well. This episode is going to be much shorter. The next episodes that I have are more just my personal experiences in very specific settings, and kind of how I worked through some of the things after I realized that ATI was a cult. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I will talk to you guys later. Bye!